Hey there, welcome to the Millennial Book Junkie. My name is Monique, and welcome to another episode of Thriller Watch, where we're going to be talking about all the books, events, and movies coming out in March of 2026 for the thriller genre. Every month I like to share these because I am so excited about new books coming out, new movies coming out, but then I also just like to stare at them because I have so many books already that I need to read that these new books are just making it really complicated. And there are a lot of books coming out, so make sure you've got something really good to drink because we're going to be here for a while. As always, let me know what you're currently reading in the comments. The last time I asked this question, some people responded and said they were reading books like Ask for Andrea, The Trad Wife's Secret, and The Next Mrs. Parrish. And so I've been wanting to read all those. I actually have been wanting to read The Last Mrs. Parrish. So continue letting me know what you guys are reading. I would love to know. All right, and with that, let's get started. This time we're going to start by talking about all of the psychological thrillers coming out in March of 2026. The first of which is I Came Back for You by Kate White. This is coming out March 1st. This one is about a grieving mother who is shattered when she finds out that her daughter's killer confesses that he didn't do it. Forced to reopen old wounds, she has to now return to her hometown to uncover the truth about who really killed her child. Next up, we have Strangers in the Villa by Robin Harding. This is coming out March 3rd. A woman retreats to a remote Spanish villa with her unfaithful husband to save their marriage, only for two mysterious travelers to arrive and turn their attempt at healing into a deadly game of secrets and betrayal. This sounds so good. I haven't read any Robin Harding, but I have heard such good things. The Story of Marceau Miller by Marceau Miller comes out March 3rd. That's the next one we have. A famous writer is found dead in Switzerland, leaving behind a mysterious manuscript that forces his widow to question whether his death was truly an accident. As she digs into his secrets, she realizes that she may never have known the man she married at all. Next up, we have Want to Know a Secret by Frida McFadden. This is coming out March 3rd. A popular baking influencer's carefully curated life begins to unravel when someone starts watching her closely and uncovering the dark secrets that she has worked really hard to hide. As the truth surfaces, it becomes clear that someone is determined to destroy her. Now, if you're wondering, oh my gosh, how does Frida McFadden publish these novels so fast? It looks like this one was one that she had previously self-published, and they are now republishing it by an actual publisher. Next up, we have How to Survive in the Woods by Kat Rosenfield, coming out March 10th. This is about a woman who is trapped in a very controlling marriage, and she teams up with her husband's ex to escape him during a brutal trek through Maine's 100-mile wilderness. But as the wilderness closes in, survival may depend on who can outlast and outwit the other. Next up, we have A Lie for a Lie by Ren DeStefano, coming out March 10th. A woman who secretly infiltrates the lives of dangerous men for a shadowy employer takes on a billionaire CEO who may be hiding murder. She finds herself entangled in a deadly game of manipulation and attraction. As truths unravel, she must decide which lie will save her and which could destroy her. Next up, we have Served Him Right by Lisa Unger, coming out on March 10th. A celebratory brunch turns sinister when a woman's ex-boyfriend becomes the center of a shocking scandal and one of her friends is poisoned. As suspicion falls on her, she uncovers whispers of a secret justice network and realizes revenge may be far more dangerous than she imagined. I'm reading my first book by Lisa Unger right now, and I am actually really enjoying it, so I'm curious to read other books that she's written. Next up, we have This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. This is coming out March 10th. This is about a beloved podcast host who becomes the prime suspect when his best friend and her husband vanish, leaving behind only a shattered home and a draft of a memoir filled with secrets. As he searches for the truth, he realizes their carefully curated story of friendship may have hidden something far darker. I'm reading this one, I think, in April with a book club, and I'm really excited about it. Next up, we have A Place to Die For by A.M. Strong and Sonia Sargent. This is coming out March 17th. A couple moves into an exclusive Boston co-op to start fresh after tragedy, but the building's strange secrets and eerie occurrences soon convince the wife that something sinister is watching her. I love that. As her fiancé pulls away, she fears the glamorous residence may never let her leave alive. I really like a haunted residence. Next up, we have The Drowned Siren by Callisto Lodwick, coming out March 17th. This one is about a lonely university student, a woman, who becomes obsessed with the glamorous woman who once pulled her into a toxic relationship. Now, years later, she is isolated and consumed by revenge, and she must confront what happens when her darkest fantasies start to come true. Next up is You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. This is coming out March 17th. This is where a single mother believes she has found the perfect life until her son starts hearing voices in the walls. He is saying that the renovations they're making on their house are hurting the house. And the question is it something strange with the house or her son? And what is our main character hiding? Next up, we have Two Kinds of Stranger by the one and only Steve Kavanaugh. This one is coming out March 24th. This one is about a social media influencer whose simple act of kindness towards a stranger on the subway draws her into a deadly game with a master manipulator. Now, as her life unravels, she has to prove what happened to her is real before the killer stays one step ahead for good. Next up in the psychological thriller category, we have Society Women by Adrienne Lay, coming out March 24th. This is about a very privileged but restless young woman who joins an elite secret women's club in New York, only to find that they've got some dark secrets going on that may be tied to her own powerful family. As she gets sucked into the group's hidden agenda, she realizes that belonging could come at a deadly cost. Next up, I'm so excited for What We Did to Survive by Megan Lally. This is coming out on March 31st. This is about a senior's spring break trip to Mexico, which turns deadly when a private sailing trip with her best friend and a charming stranger drifts into open water just as a storm closes in. Trapped at sea, they have to fight to survive the elements and each other. I really enjoyed Megan Lally's book, That's Not My Name. I know she usually writes YA, and I really don't like YA, but I really liked that book, so I'm excited for this new one. All right, let's talk about some crime thrillers now. The first one we have coming out is I Did Not Kill My Husband by Linda Kerr. This one is coming out March 3rd. This one is about an influencer who is convicted of killing her rich husband, but when a prison break gives her the opportunity to escape, she runs into the mountains to survive and try to figure out who really killed her husband. This has The Fugitive written all over it. Next up, we have Beneath a Broken Sky by Joshua Moling. This is coming out March 3rd. This is book 4 in the Ben Packard series, if you're familiar. And in this one, there is a deadly tornado. But afterward, Packard, who is our main character, is given a case where the mother of a young gay boy has been killed. And we find out that this mother had fiercely defended her son against bullies. So after she dies, Packard knows that something is up. And he himself is gay. And he lives in a town where they are hell-bent on tradition, no matter the cost. Next up, we have Missing Sister by Jocelyn Jackson on March 3rd. This is about a rookie cop who loses her twin sister very mysteriously. But then the guy she always thought killed her sister turns up dead. And then there's like this strange woman that appears at the crime scene telling her this is only the beginning. So she's trying to hunt her sister's killer down, and she questions everything that she thought she knew. Next up, The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives. This is by Elizabeth Arnott. It's coming out March 3rd. This one looks really good. It's about the wives of convicted killers. It's set in 1966. So after these husbands are put away, a new string of murders happen, and the women decide to get together and see if they can solve the murder themselves, which I love. Next up, we have The Dark Time, a Peter Ash novel by Nick Petrie, coming out March 10th. This is book 9 of the Peter Ash novels, if you are familiar. And this one is about a journalist who receives a death threat, and Peter Ash's girlfriend asks him to protect this journalist. And in doing so, he finds himself up against a villain that will stop at nothing to bring down society. This one apparently has a lot of action and twists and is getting some really good Goodreads reviews. If you like the Jack Reacher series, you'll probably like this one. Next up, we have The Shadow Carver. This is an Inspector Angelica Henley thriller by Nadine Matheson. This is book 4 in the Angelica Henley series. And in this book, Inspector Henley hunts a brutal vigilante killer who scalps his victims. As she uncovers the connections between the murders, she must confront her own troubled past before the killer turns their attention on her. Next up, we have Hard Times by Jeff Boyd. This is coming out March 17th. This is about a Chicago high school teacher who finds his life torn between his struggling South Side students and his ambitious home life, until a shocking act of violence forces him to choose where his loyalty truly lies. Next up on March 17th, we also have Missing by E.A. Jackson coming out. This is about a detective who is investigating the kidnapping of a baby during a 1990 London heat wave. But when the child is mysteriously returned, she suspects the truth has not been uncovered. 30 years later, the woman who brought the baby back dies, forcing the detective to reopen the case and confront long-buried secrets. Next up, we have Bloodlust by Sandra Brown. This is coming out March 17th. A grief-stricken detective obsessed with avenging his wife's murder hunts a ruthless drug kingpin and his deadly enforcer, while his court-ordered therapist becomes dangerously entangled in the case. Poor therapist. As attraction and obsession blur the professional lines, they both find themselves in the crosshairs of a very powerful criminal empire. Next up, we have Storm Warning by Alice Henderson, coming out March 24th. Wildlife biologist Alex Carter travels to Hawaii to protect endangered sea turtles. That sounds very, very valiant. Only to uncover an environmental crime ring right before a hurricane is about to start. When armed thieves take a volunteer hostage, Alex has to risk everything to stop a dangerous plot before it causes lasting damage. Next up is The Survivor by Andrew Reed. This is coming out March 24th. This is about a young man who's just riding the New York subway and he's forced to follow orders from an anonymous killer who starts murdering passengers in real time. This murderer also reveals that Ben was chosen for a reason tied to a secret from his past. But then a detective comes on the train and the race begins to stop the killer before the final stop. That sounds really good. Sounds like very high stakes, high tension. Next up, we have From the Dust by David Swinson. This is coming out March 31st. This one is about a former Washington, D.C. homicide detective. He's just trying to seek a quiet life in rural New York, but of course he is pulled back into violence when a body is found near his family's home. As he investigates, he uncovers dark secrets and dangerous belief systems simmering beneath the town's calm surface. Next up is Ted Bell's Warmonger by Ryan Steck. This is coming out March 31st. Lord Alexander Hawk travels to Russia on a high-stakes mission to recover a secret document that could threaten the British monarchy, only to discover that he's been pulled into a larger conspiracy designed to push the world toward war. As assassins close in, Hawk realizes he must be a pawn in a global power play. Next up, we have The Keeper by Tana French. This is coming out March 31st. So this is Tana French's third novel in the Cal Hooper trilogy. This is about a young woman's death in a tight-knit Irish village, which exposes these deep family feuds and long-buried grudges. A retired detective digs into the case, and him and his fiancée are drawn into this dangerous conflict that threatens to tear the community and their own lives apart. Next up, we're going to dip our toe into some horror thrillers. I know, like, horrors over here, thrillers over here, but sometimes there's like some horror thrillers, right? They overlap. Dig by J.H. Marker is coming out March 3rd. He's the one that wrote Sleep Tight. Years after a boy's brutal massacre, a strange urge to dig spreads across a small island when the young boy's father begins unearthing the past. As neighbors obsessively tear up the earth, buried secrets rise to the surface, and the island itself seems to demand something in return. I don't know about you, but I am just grabbed from that synopsis. Any weird urges to dig must be followed by this reader. Next up in this category is Turn Off the Light by Jackie Walters. Did you guys read Dearest by Jackie Walters? It was very good, and I'm excited for whatever this is. This is about a woman returning to her childhood home where she starts to sense a dark presence beneath the floorboards. Oh, yes. Echoing a healer's desperate struggle against the same evil 400 years earlier. As past and present collide, both women must confront the haunting before it destroys them. I really think I need to read more horror. Next up, we have some political thrillers. The first of which is She Fell Away by Lenore Nash, coming out March 10th. This is about a troubled US diplomat who is stationed in New Zealand, investigating the disappearance of a teenage singer just as a high-profile athlete is found dead. As she uncovers a web of power, money, and deception, she's forced to confront her own dark past to uncover the truth. Next up, we have I Spy by C.M. Ewan, coming out March 26th. This is about a father's trip on the Eurostar, which turns really terrifying when his young daughter spots a bad man on the train. And he realizes that the stranger may actually be targeting his family. As danger closes in, he must confront the secrets from his past to protect the people that he loves. Let's now dive into the mystery thrillers. The first of which is The Plans I Have for You by Leigh Sanders, coming out March 17th. This one is about a young woman whose future is destroyed by a viral scandal, and she teams up with a mysterious stranger to get revenge on the people who just ruined her life. But as their plan unfolds, she realizes her new ally may have darker intentions than she ever expected. Next up, we have The Hiding Season by Ava Glass. This is coming out March 17th. This is about a woman who is just trying to start over in Montana, and she's in the mountains, and she becomes the only witness to a murder, only for the body to vanish and for the killers to come after her. She's isolated, she doesn't know who to trust, and she basically has to fight to survive before she is silenced for good. Next up, Robbie McNeil's Hit List by Brianna Heath, coming out March 24th. This is about a very diligent and rule-following contract killer who takes a mysterious job to save her struggling business, only to discover that her target disappears with no record that he ever existed. She usually has this no questions asked policy, but this time she's going to break it, and she's going to dig for answers and risk losing everything that she cares about. Next up, we have the domestic thrillers. First up, we have Where the Truth Lies by Catherine Green. This is coming out March 24th. A seemingly perfect marriage, isn't that how it all starts, begins to unravel when new evidence resurfaces about a deadly affair from 15 years earlier. As buried secrets and small-town corruption come back to light, the truth threatens to destroy everything this couple has built. Classic domestic thriller. Next up, we have The Killer in the House by Lauren Redding, coming out March 24th. This is about a young woman who takes a job as a housekeeper for a very wealthy man whose murder conviction was overturned by a true crime podcast. Okay, I'm loving this already. However, she suspects he may still be the killer. As she digs into his family's secrets, she realizes uncovering the truth could put her next on the list. Okay, I need to read this ASAP, you guys. This sounds so good. Next up, Killing Me Softly by Sandy Jones, March 31st. A picture-perfect couple's life implodes after a devastating hit-and-run accident, turning love into suspicion and blame. As guilt and secrets surface, their marriage becomes a dangerous game where only one of them may come out on top. Next up, we have The Final Storm by Fern Michaels, March 31st. This one is about a successful wildlife photographer who has rebuilt her life after a painful childhood, and she finds this happiness, this newfound happiness, threatened when secrets from her new husband's past resurface. As danger inevitably closes in, she has to draw on her strength and resilience to protect the life that she's worked so hard to create. Next up is Sorry for Your Loss by Georgia McVeigh, coming out March 31st. A grieving woman with obsessive tendencies becomes entangled with a mysterious widower who she meets at a support group. As attraction turns into a dangerous game of deception, both of them begin to question who is truly the predator and who is truly the prey. These weird, grieving ones are always so interesting because there's so many complex feelings involved. Next up is The Weight of Glass by Tamara L. Miller, coming out March 31st. This is about a mother who disappears after receiving a sinister Christmas gift, and her daughter uncovers long-buried secrets while searching for the truth. Stranded in a brutal winter storm near Lake Superior, she must confront a deadly past before it destroys them both. All right, the final group of thrillers are legal thrillers, and the first one I have for you is Judge Stone by James Patterson and Viola Davis. Another author-actress matchup. I love it. This one is about a respected small-town Alabama judge who faces the most controversial case of her career, one that is legally clear but morally explosive. Now, as the town divides, she must risk everything to stand by her sense of justice. This sounds so good. Next up, we have Appeal by Linda LaPlante, coming out March 24th. This is about a convicted man who wins a retrial for the murder of his partner, forcing a detective to reopen the case. As she uncovers new evidence, she begins to suspect her own partner may have framed an innocent man and that the real killer is still out there. Oh no. And that about does it for all of the thriller books coming out in March of 2026. But let's talk about all of the thriller events happening in March 2026, because it's really fun to read, but it's also fun to go to bookish events as well. First up, we have the Dahlonega Literary Festival. This is happening on March 7th. This is an annual celebration of books and authors happening in downtown Dahlonega, Georgia. They're going to host a full day of panels and presentations by authors of all genres. And you'll be happy to know that thriller authors are going to be there too, like Terry Parlato and Jocelyn Jackson. Next up, we have another author event called A Day of Authors. And this is happening at Cal State Fullerton if you live in California. The event is happening March 28th, and it'll host authors like Lisa Unger, Julie Clark, who wrote The Ghostwriter, also Kyra Ruda, and more. And remember, all of these events are going to be listed at the link in the description box if you want to get more information. And if you live in Arizona, the Tucson Festival of Books is happening March 14th to 15th, and the thriller authors that are going to be there include Julie Clark, Tiffany Crum, CJ Box, but also Nikki Ehrlich and Rachel Harrison. Now, if you live in Florida, the Southwest Florida Reading Festival is happening March 7th from 10 to 4 p.m. And the authors that are going to be there are Sarah Pekkanen and Brad Thor, if you're interested. Also, if you're a fan of Mary Kubica, she is still on tour. In March, she's going to be at 3 more events in Wisconsin and Illinois. I just published my vlog on Mary Kubica's book signing, so I hope you'll check it out. It was such a blast to meet her. Next up, Luc Dumas is a horror author. He wrote Nothing Tastes as Good. He's going to be at the Mysterious Galaxy bookstore in San Diego on March 31st. If you're a fan of Lisa Unger, she's going to be touring to promote her upcoming novel, Served Him Right. And she's going to be touring in Florida, Missouri, California, and all kinds of other places throughout March. Terry Parlato is also going to be at a couple events in Georgia this month. Seems like a good time to be in Georgia, promoting She Thought She Was Safe. Another author touring this month is Nick Petrie, author of The Dark Time. He's going to be going to a bunch of events, mostly in Wisconsin, but he'll be visiting a couple other states as well, so check the link in the description box for details. Fans of Charlie Donnelly can find him in Illinois this month on March 21st at the Woodstock Public Library. Charlie, why don't you come out to California? It'll be great, I promise. All right, let's talk about thrillers that are becoming movies or series in the month of March 2026 to give you something to look forward to. We have the first one. I know it's not a thriller, but I feel like thriller readers would be interested. The first is Reminders of Him. That's coming out on March 13th. It's a Colleen Hoover novel, but I don't know. I like to read Colleen Hoover, even though it's like she's not really thriller, but every once in a while, I enjoy it. So that movie's coming out March 13th. On March 11th on Prime Video is the series Scarpetta. Now this is based on the K. Scarpetta series by Patricia Cornwell. So if you know about that, or even if you don't, Nicole Kidman, thriller. It sounds like a must-watch to me. And finally in March, again, this is not a thriller, but I had to mention it. Project Hail Mary is going to come to theaters on March 20th. Based on the book by Andy Weir that I absolutely loved. If you have not read that book, you really need to read that before March 20th because I feel like the movie's going to be good. I feel like it is, but we'll see.
Okay, video editing Monique here, coming at you from the future. Just realizing that I forgot one more book adaptation that's happening in March is Imperfect Women by Araminta Hall. This is a thriller novel that is getting a series adaptation on Apple TV, and it is coming out on March 18th. I am so excited for this adaptation because I love Elizabeth Moss, and I read this book years ago, and after I finished it, I found out that Elizabeth Moss was going to be doing the adaptation, and I was so excited. So I am so excited that this is coming out on March 18th.
All right, let's talk about some scary movies that I personally am looking forward to coming out in March. First, we have Bride. This is coming out March 6th, and this is set in 1930s Chicago, where Frankenstein's monster asks Dr. Euphronius to create a companion for him. Together, they give life to a murdered woman known as the Bride, sparking romance, police interest, and radical social change. This has Christian Bale, so I'm automatically intrigued. Next up, we have Dolly coming out March 6th. This is where a young woman named Macy fights for survival after being abducted by a deranged, monster-like figure who wants to raise Macy as their child. A daring blend of new French extremity and 1970s American horror. And finally, on March 20th, I'm really excited for Ready or Not 2. Have you guys seen Ready or Not 1? Very, very good. I'm really excited for this one. Moments after surviving an all-out attack from the Lee Domas family, Grace, who is played by Samara Weaving, discovers she has reached the next level in this nightmarish game. Basically, if you haven't seen the first one, it's about a woman who gets married and then has to run and fight for her life. But this time, she's doing it with her estranged sister at her side. Grace has one chance to survive, keep her sister alive, and claim the high seat of the council that controls the world. 4 rival families are hunting her for the throne, and whoever wins rules it all. I cannot wait to see this. And that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Thriller Watch. Let me know which books, movies, events that you're looking forward to in March of 2026. And don't forget to subscribe if you really enjoy this content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.